Lily, what is your practice about, and what are you trying to communicate through it?
So, good question. The elevator pitch I always kind of give, which feels a bit rehearsed, but like I think it's helpful to condense it down.
Yes.
Is my work, it's very fascinated with technology, and I really like to play with the analog and the digital. I do these like maybe quite abstract pixelated paintings from a mix of like found images and then also photos I take, kind of just at a random mix. Sometimes like still some films, photos I find online, photos in my camera roll, photos my friends have taken, and I run them through a process and create these quite abstract paintings that when you photograph or like you step really far away from, they become quite clear. And I really like that interplay with maybe you see it in real life and you have no idea what's going on, and then you take a photo of it on your phone, and then you look at your phone and you can see what the image is of and how that is reflective of just how the world works in a very unremarkable way. Like it's not really, I always say it's not really a big statement I'm making. Like it's just true that people take photos of things on their phones all the time, and a lot of people see art just on their phone. And then the work itself, it's very like, a lot of the themes are like friends. I have a lot of like more like femininity kind of work topics, where I'm quite interested in interpersonal stuff or like emotional things, and then also just the way people connect, I think, is something I find very interesting, especially through the lens of technology. I think there's a lot of space for that, and I spend a lot of time thinking about technology, and I think the aesthetics of technology is the way we see it as an aesthetic is quite static. Like picture like the Apple store, like it's white and it's like going to heaven. And like we see technology as something that's like come down from a higher plane to be delivered to us. And I quite want people to have an experience that not directly but like indirectly challenges that by having this work that looks quite legible when compressed, and when you see it in real life it's quite textured or rough, or like you can tell it's been made by hand, because technology was made by someone.
So there's something around, you show something that what you see can be seen twice.
Yes.
And
exactly.
There's also the engagement with it, with the distance, and the looking up close and looking at it from afar, looking at it through the camera lens, looking at it in different ways.
I like to think of it as like all foreground and background, and there's like no midpoint to the paintings.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're either really up close and you're seeing pixels,
What's the perfect distance?
I don't know.
5 meters?
Probably, yeah. Probably as far away as you can get.
Yeah.
Or stand through the
you need a big
lens.
Room. You need a big room. Collectors with big rooms.
Exactly. Or just they take a lot of selfies, and then you can have both of those experiences.
Yeah, as well.
But yeah, it's all kind of, I like it all foreground, background, no middle.
That makes me want to jump straight into what you do, because that's the relatability is definitely there. And I've actually told you this the first time we talked, is that I totally related to work that I had seen of you without knowing it was you. And then only later did I clock that it was, I was talking to the artist behind a work that I thought was brilliant.
Thank you.
It was the one that's called Girls Peeing on Cars.
Yes.
That you showed at Guts Gallery.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about that one?
Yes, that was really maybe like a very key moment. It happened last year, so it's also quite a fresh moment. And I'd been working with my friend, Freya McLean. I don't know why I'm name dropping her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Freya.
I love Freya. And we were working together on we were just working together. It was quite like a nice thing to do. And we were chatting about cars and like our experience with cars.
Which is a recurring theme.
Which is a recurring theme in my work.
Practice,
and also in her work. So we were kind of like just chatting about it.
Yeah.
And we had this whole project brewing.
Okay.
And then we ended up having this Google Doc where we were writing about things that we'd done in cars. And like this was one of the things I was like, I remember like when I came back from, I was in this specific part of my life and I like was going out and I like peed behind a car, and it was kind of an important moment for me, which is really funny. But because I was like, oh, it was really nice to trust the people around me to like have my back, and it was kind of a real moment of like, I can really trust these people to like look after me.
And I found that incredibly relatable.
Yeah, and then people were like, oh, this is so relatable. And I was like, perfect, okay, well, I'll make some work about it. And that was kind of, like an example of me being like, oh, let's think of a really specific moment for me. I mean, for me, it was kind of it was a bittersweet memory, but like, it's nice to then open it up and then everyone can just be like, oh yeah, I remember, I have this picture of my friend peeing behind a car, and they show it to you and you're like, yes, thanks.
I have definitely a few in my camera.
Yeah, and then to like having that experience and then trying to like make it more abstract. Not abstract, but not be super specific and focused on myself. Starting from a very specific point and then just opening it up. Yeah. Is something I like to do, but it's difficult.
Yeah. You've called it, that show at Guts Gallery, you've called it a little bit of a here I am moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
I think it was, I mean, talking about how we present ourselves, I was aware that Guts have like they had quite a lot of good like connections with the press. And I kind of also knew that no one really knew who I was as an artist, which was quite a nice space to be in. And I hadn't really had any big shows in London. So I was, I mean, the value of the show didn't come down to this, but I was aware that there was the possibility for the opportunity for it to be a show that was seen by people. Yeah, visibility. And I thought it would be fun to play with how I present myself within that space. And the working title of the show was Girls Peeing on Cars. That's what I was calling the show. But I wasn't going to title the show that because it felt like a not professional title for a show. And then I talked to so many people and they were like, I think you should just call it Girls Peeing on Cars. I was like, okay.
Say what it is.
Exactly. Call it what it is.
Call it what it is, yeah.
So then I was like, well, this is kind of funny and also quite clickbaity. And I was like, I can imagine this being something that people would look at and click on because it's kind of quite tongue-in-cheek, silly, not super serious. Yeah. I'm taking it very seriously, and I was taking it very seriously. Yeah. But I understood how it would be perceived. And in the same way that like clickbait YouTube videos work, I thought it kind of had a similar feel to it, which for me is quite true to what I'm interested in, but also worked as a ploy for attention.